Hey there, sixth graders. So let's keep looking at rates and ratios. So today we're going to look specifically at multiplying ratios. So I know that we've talked about this a little bit, but I want to go a little bit more in depth here. So technically when we're multiplying and dividing ratios, what we're doing is kind of using fractions. We've been kind of doing it in almost like a roundabout way without having to really go too in depth there. But I want to practice that a little bit more. So let's take a look at number 1. At Fun Burger, the Burger Master can make hamburgers at a rate of 4 burgers per minute. In order to address the heavy volume of customers, he needs to continue this rate for 30 minutes. If he continues to make hamburgers at this pace, how many hamburgers will the Burger Master make in 30 minutes? So if we know that he makes 4 burgers in a minute, we can write that almost like a fraction. So we can write 4, and we can turn that kind of rate of burgers per minute as burgers over minutes. Right, if you remember from kind of our first couple of lessons about ratios, we talked about how we can write ratios as fractions as well. And then we're going to multiply it by 30 minutes. Now, if you remember all the way back to 5th grade, we talked about how our whole numbers are also fractions. It's a whole number over 1. So anytime we see a whole number, we can kind of pretend that there's an imaginary fraction line and a 1. That's going to be helpful here to see how we're going to make this work. So also, if you remember, we've talked about cross-canceling a little bit. I know we talked about it a little bit last year when we talked about multiplying fractions. So we can cross-cancel. So we can look at these two fractions, our burgers over minutes and 30 minutes over 1, and I see that we have minutes in common, right? We have minutes and minutes. So we can cancel those out. So I'm going to cross both of those out, and what I end up with is 4 burgers, I'm going to abbreviate that with a B, times 30. So then I can multiply this out and I get 120 burgers. So in 30 minutes, the Burger Master can make 120 burgers. Let's take a look at number 2. Chandra is an editor at the New York Gazette. Her job is to read each article before it's printed in the newspaper. If Chandra can read 10 words per second, how many words can she read in 60 seconds? So we're going to do the same thing. We have our 10 and then our words per second, and I'm going to abbreviate my second with SEC, times 60 seconds over 1, because it's a whole number. So then I can cancel out my seconds, so I'll cross those out, and I'm going to end up with 10 words times 60. Then I can multiply 10 times 60 and get 600 words. Alrighty, let's take a look at the next page really quick. So normally we'd be doing this in kind of a center rotation with task cards and things like that, but since we're not in class together, we're going to do it a little bit differently. So we're just going to look at a couple of these questions. So let's look at our first line. So I'm going to read the problem to you, and then we'll kind of write out we'll write it out with our numbers. So Helena works for a publishing firm. She is considered an average typist and can type 52 words per minute. If she continues at this rate, how many words would Helena type in 4 minutes? So she is going to type 52 words per minute. And we want to know how many words she'll type in 4 minutes. So we're going to multiply this by 4 minutes over 1. Then we can cross cancel our minutes and we end up with 52 words times 4. When we multiply 52 times 4, we get 208 words. So in 4 minutes, she can type 208 words. Let's take a look at number 3. So number 3 says, to train for an upcoming marathon, Alvin runs 9 miles per day. If Alvin runs 9 miles every day for 30 days, how many total miles will he run? So we know that he runs 9 miles per day. And we want to know how many he'll run in 30 days. So we're going to cross cancel our days to get rid of them. And we end up with, oops, not 90, 9 miles times 30. So when we multiply that out, we get 270 miles. Let's look at number 5. So number 5 says notebooks are on sale for 4 notebooks per dollar. So you can get 4 notebooks for $1. Mrs. Day wants to buy notebooks for her students, but only has $12 to spend. How many notebooks can Mrs. Day buy? Go ahead and pause here to figure out how many notebooks she can buy. 4 notebooks for $1, and she has $12. Then you can pop back in to check your answer. Alrighty, so we have 4 notebooks, and I'm going to abbreviate that with just NB for $1. And then I'm multiplying this by our $6. So what I can kind of get rid of here is that dollar sign. So now it becomes these 2 fractions over 1. So I end up having 4 notebooks times 6. So I can multiply 4 times 6 and I get 24 notebooks. So if she has $6, she can buy 24 notebooks total. Alrighty, y'all, so that is just about all the time that I got. If you run into any problems, please let Miss Sally know. She is available to help you. I have a secret word for you today, and then we'll take a look at your independent practice. Your secret word today is scarf. Keep your neck warm in the winter. And then your independent practice, you have a couple of questions. You have one question that has 2 parts, and then one just kind of one word problem question. Please note that there is this part at the bottom or at the end of that second question that says why or why not. So make sure that you tell me why or why not. You can show me with numbers and work, or you can tell me in a sentence with words. Alrighty? I hope you all have a fantastic rest of your day and a fantastic weekend. Adios, everybody.